Hiya, Hyena here, and I want to say to the human and or furry watching this video that you are doing awesome. Yay! Seriously, life is throwing so many challenges at you, so many obstacles, and you are doing your absolute best to tackle them all. It's a hard world out there, and maybe you feel like you don't fit in sometimes. But just know that there are places and spaces where you will be loved and accepted for who you are. Your differences and individuality will be accepted.
As long as you're not the worst.
You're doing awesome at finding like-minded people for your unique interests and hobbies. And by finding others who are like you, that's how we find connection in this world. Even if you're surrounded by negativity and people who aren't supportive of you, you're doing awesome. Keep going and keep chasing your goals and dreams, because there are people out there who will support you in what you want to do. We're all chasing dreams and goals here, but remember, these goals only make up part of who we are. Even if you're not exactly where you want to be this second, there are tons of people around who will support you in pursuit of those goals. It's important to dream big, but it's just as important to be patient and kind to yourself. You've had a much bigger impact on people than you'd ever give yourself credit for. You're doing awesome, and you're having this great impact on others just by being yourself. You don't have to be perfect. No one is. Who you are right now is awesome. And we should all strive to grow and improve, but it's worth celebrating all the hard work and passion you've put into various things in your life. It's worth celebrating where you are right now. Be kinder to yourself. You've done a lot of amazing things. I've always been a little bit socially awkward, and not a week goes by where I don't think about some situation in the past where I said something really silly or stupid that made me look bad. But over time I've realized that I'm trying my best and I'm doing awesome with what I know. I'm just not the most skilled with people sometimes, or names, or faces. I'm pretty darn awkward. But I found people who love me for me, despite my imperfections and flaws, and I bet you have people like that in your life too. If you do, go give them a big hug. And if you feel like your life is a little lonely, keep persisting, keep working on yourself, keep seeking out social opportunities. I spent a number of years in my late teens and early 20s going to movies and karaoke bars by myself, going places where I could hopefully meet people. And I did used to not have very many friends. Throughout my teen years, sometimes I barely could string a sentence together. And despite being socially awkward then, and still somewhat socially awkward right now, I had this self-belief about the awesomeness inside of me. It was literally through looking at other content creators, I was able to convince myself that I did have awesome qualities that people would want to have around. And it took a lot of trying and a lot of failure and rejection, but I was kind and patient to myself overall, and that's what gave me the chance to make some really awesome friends. So even if you're not exactly where you want to be in a certain aspect of your life, be kind to yourself, be patient, be as understanding to yourself as you would be to a close friend. Be that awesome friend to yourself. It makes a difference. You're doing awesome, and you're more resilient than you give yourself credit for. Maybe you're dealing with a stressful work environment, or maybe stuff keeps breaking down. Whatever challenges you're facing, you're showing up every day and doing the best possible job you can, and you're doing awesome at it. And maybe you have like a really obnoxious coworker. Like I had this one who would constantly cut me down at any opportunity they could. And they were very egotistical, and they kept showing people their Instagram account where they bought a ton of fake followers. And I think I did an awesome job for holding my tongue and not calling them out on their BS. So for anyone else out there who is holding their tongue about someone's complete BS and out of control ego, you're doing amazing. You have the patience of a saint, and I wish you a very good vent to your friends afterwards. You're doing awesome, and you don't have to compare yourself to others so much. Everyone is literally dealt a completely different set of cards. Just because you see someone obnoxiously flexing something, it doesn't mean that they were dealt the same hands as you. There is a certain amount of luck and privilege that goes into being successful at anything, and I don't think it's really worth comparing yourself to a sore winner. You're doing awesome at what you do, and people value and appreciate you for your character, the things that make you you. Not the external stuff. Not how much stuff you have on paper. People value you for what's inside, and that's something you have of abundance. And if you have people around you who are trying to suppress who you are, well, fuck them. There are plenty of people out there who will celebrate you for you, and genuinely celebrate your victories and accomplishments. And if you have people around you who can't be happy for you, well, they're not really real friends, are they? You have awesomeness inside of you, and it's about time that you find some folks who celebrate the awesomeness within you. You have a lot of awesomeness and beauty within you, and it's about time we fucking celebrate it. You're more awesome to your friends than you realize. You're valued and appreciated for your good character, and less so for the external things and the status that a lot of us try and attain and chase. People like you for who you are. You're better at that thing that you're passionate about than you give yourself credit for. If you've been working really hard towards a goal and you haven't seen the desired results yet, you're still doing awesome. Sometimes it takes a lot of different tries to find a way to make something work. And even if something is a failure, you gain new skills and new perspective that can help you get to that W that you've been looking for. For me, I wanted to be a professional sports mascot in the US. It was one of my biggest dreams in my entire life. And while I quit before I reached the heights of mascotting that I dreamed of, through not reaching that goal, I found an even better sense of community and belonging through the furry fandom. And I think if I did reach my goal of becoming a pro US sports mascot, I think I would have missed out on some amazing friendships and memories. So sometimes life doesn't turn out exactly as you'd hoped, but sometimes in those twists and turns, something even better happens, like it did for me. So even if you are facing setbacks while chasing your dreams, remember you're doing awesome. You've put in so much hard work, and it will pay off in some shape or form, even if it isn't the exact form that you were hoping for. Life is long and there are plenty of chances to pivot and sometimes even find something better than you could have even imagined in the first place. One thing I always tell young folks is, if you have an awesome gift to give the world, don't let anyone take that passion away from you. It's important. If there are people around being overly negative about you just trying to live your best life, they're probably not real friends at the end of the day. And one thing I wished I did more in my early to mid-20s was listen less to those people who never really had my back in the first place. And if you don't think anyone cares, well, firstly, there are plenty of people who will care. And if you have dreams and you're trying to do good, you have my encouragement. You're doing awesome at making a difference, more so than you'd even give yourself credit for. Helping someone in their life isn't just about big checks and grand gestures. Sometimes being that person that someone needs to talk to or offering helpful advice from your own life experience can be the thing that really makes an impact on others. And if you treat other people with kindness and friendliness and warmth, I bet you've made a really big impact on people in a way that you probably underestimate. You don't need fancy and flashy things to be loved. They can be a great icebreaker, but end of the day, you can make an impact on people and be loved certainly without those things. And you shouldn't feel bad just because you don't have certain accomplishments or things on paper. Every single human on this earth feels like they have a deficit in some area. So if we're all yearning for something more, why compare yourself to someone who has completely different life circumstances, different hands, different opportunities, different environments? It's the Theodore Roosevelt quote, but I think it applies very well. Comparison is the thief of joy. And I can say this personally from experience. The less time you spend measuring up to other people and their external accomplishments, the more time you can spend cultivating happiness for yourself in pursuit of whatever goals and things you're trying to pursue. You're not defined by your failures and setbacks, and your friends support you in what you are striving to do. You're doing amazing and trying, and you have lots of time to try again. It sounds corny, but the little things you do can have an awesome impact on the world and the people around you. This is a video of a rocket launching. Yay! Kind of phallic, right? Sometimes the most awesome friends are the people who see the world in the same crazy way that you do. Let your inner fruit out. Or vegetable, you're a cishet. Remember to treat yourself, like I'm doing right now with this 3D animation of chocolate spilling. And to anyone who needs it, giving you the biggest hugs to get through whatever you are dealing with right now. Just remember, you are enough. Whatever stage of your journey you're on, you're loved, you're appreciated, and people care about you. Remember to indulge in the simple pleasures. Life is long. It's a roller coaster. It has its ups and downs. But we're all on this journey together, striving for a better life for ourselves and the people around us. So please, if there's one message you can take away from this video, look after yourself like you look after others. Be kind to yourself. Be patient and understanding. You have a lot of time and a lot of people who care about you, more so than you would ever think. Thanks for watching.